Well, hello, and happy Wednesday to everyone. How are y'all doing? Today is not Monday. Yes, today is Wednesday. Don't get confused on the days because I know you are used to seeing me on Midday Tea with Pastor Danny, but I am just jumping in here really quick to say hello and to talk to you a little bit about my upcoming conference. Amen. So I want to welcome you on Facebook Live, YouTube, Spreaker.com. Amen. I just want to say hello and to chime in. Why? Because we are, oh my gosh, counting down to the days of the conference. We have 2 days left. How many days? 2 days left. How many hours? 48 hours. Well, 48 plus some hours left to go before the kickoff of my first ever conference. Amen. And it's just like God to have it to be a relationship conference. Did I know that I was going to be doing this before 2021? No. After he gave it to me in 2021, did I know it was going to actually come to fruition? No. But listen, I'm doing what the Lord is saying to do. I am stepping out on faith. I am putting my toe in the water. I would say the deep water. I'm really leaping, right? Sometimes we can't even take a step, right? We have to take a leap of faith because if we take a step, right, it's too easy to go back to the shore, right, to backtrack, to backstep, right, to do the moonwalk back to the shore, right? But God will have us to leap, right, leap in faith, right, towards what he's calling us to, right, because it takes longer to get back. And once you begin to go forward and walk into the things and leap into the things of God and the things that he's calling us to do, listen, it's harder to get back to the shore. Sometimes, you get out there into the deep and you be like, listen, it was a lot to get out here. So I'll be extra exhausted and I've spent all this time and I've spent all whatever you had to exert to get where you were, right? It makes no sense to turn around and run and tuck tail right back to the shore, right? And so fear has no place here, right? And even if you have to do it, like my spiritual mother says, do it afraid. Look, do it afraid. So listen, I'm not afraid, but I'm a little nervous. I was a little bit more nervous. I would say maybe a month or so ago. But listen, I'm like, we in it now. Let's do this. We in it. We here. There's no turning back, right? There is no turning back. So, I thank God for the assistance that I'm getting, right? And so for those of you who are chiming in for the first time, I am Pastor Danny. Amen. And I am launching my new para ministry, which is His Bride International Ministries Incorporated. Amen. And I am under the Open Network, amen, under the leadership, under the covering of Apostle Francesca Stubbs. I am so very excited. I thank God for her. I thank God for the network. I thank God for my brothers and sisters like that are outside of the network, right, that are pushing me, that are supporting me, that are undergirding me. I just thank God for you all, right? The conference isn't yet, but it's soon coming, and I'm just excited. And for those of you who don't know, I am an author, I am a creative, an ambassador of God, right? And so I have penned thus far 4 books, really 5, but one of them isn't published yet. Actually, 2 of them that I pinned, because I pin books, but I don't publish. Houseway, but they will be getting published, right? And so, but my series, The Rib, right? My first ever part of the Rib series was I published The Rib Covenant Principles for Singles and the Married, right? Because I am unmarried at this moment, right? I'm unmarried at this moment, and I'm in waiting, right? And so the second part of the series is The Rib, Access to Intimacy, rated R, right? My author name and my name, my legal name is Danielle Patrice, author Danielle Patrice. Amen. And you can find both of those books on Amazon.com. Amen. They are both there. Amen. So you can just type in Danielle Patrice, The Rib, and they will come up. Now, don't go searching, rib, because just putting ribs in, you're gonna get some ribs. They're gonna want to send you all kinds of ribs, right? And so we are excited about this conference that is up and coming. So now, to talk about it a few minutes, I just want to let you know that initially the conference was closed, meaning that it was not going to be virtual. However, it is going to be opened virtually. It is open virtually. So on Friday night, on March 8th, right? We will be having at 7 p.m. it begins. We'll be having fun activities. Listen, we're going to have a sip and paint. We're going to have some mocktails. We're going to have some good music. We're going to have some good food. Amen. And it is just an icebreaker, right? The fellowship that will get us in the mode of, having fun and being in relationship, right? Fellowship. You can't have, you can have fellowship without relationship, but how many of you know, even in fellowship, we relate, right? So we will be in fellowship with one another on that night. Listen, I think, I'm ready for the sessions. I'm ready for the pour. I'm ready to hear what God has to say. But listen, I want it all. I want the fun. I want the, the gut punch, whatever God gonna do. I want it all, right? I want every last bit of what he is going to do, right? And so on Saturday, March 9th, we are going to start with our first session at 9 a.m. It is 9 to 10 a.m. Amen. Our prophetess Andrea Jackson is going to be teaching on waiting well, right? Those of us who are in waiting for our spouse. And when I say waiting, I don't mean just waiting and not doing anything, right? In our wait, we prepare, right? So those of us who are preparing, right, for marriage, those of us who are preparing for relationship, to court, to date, right? I don't even want to get into that because dating is so different now than back in the day. So dating and courting, amen, to prepare for marriage. Because listen, marriage is serious. Relationship is imperative, and it's so very important, right? How we handle our own lives and how we handle the lives of others, right? While we are waiting, amen. And so our second session is going to be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is going to be Apostle Francesca Stubbs. She is going to be talking about becoming while waiting, or while we wait, right? Because we don't never, like I said, while we wait, we're preparing, but we're also becoming who it is that God is calling us to be, right? We don't never stop growing. We never stop evolving as a people, as a person, as an individual, right? Because as we are going along and we are evolving, God is making us who he has created us to be, right? He's perfecting us in our lives, but that person right there that we are becoming is going to be one day joined, maybe, if you are, because not everybody wants to be married, right? And so that's why this conference is for everybody, whether you are unmarried, whether you want to remain unmarried, whether you are in it's complicated status, whether you are a divorcee, whether you are a widow, however, whatever status you are in, there is something for you, right? If you are breathing, this conference is for you, because you cannot be breathing and not be in relationship, right? You can't not be in relationship and be breathing, right? So, and then we're going to have lunch break from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Then we are going to resume at 12 o'clock. 12 to 1 session is with the Angbos. I call them the dynamic duo, right? They are going to come. That is Pastor Paul and Prophetess Angbo. Amen. From Knowledge of the Word. They are also my open network partner, brother and sister. Amen. And they are going to be talking about partnership, right? Partnership in the home as well as in ministry, right? They are going to cover both bases. Amen. They are going to bless us with their testimony, and God is going to use them almightily, right? Because we need to learn that once we do become partnered with our life partner, our purpose partner, right? The one that God will send, and hopefully the one that you all will align with in matrimony, right? That they're going to share some wisdom nuggets on how to do that successfully, right? And we know it's not easy with the two becoming one flesh. Nevertheless, right, it's still a partnership, right? And so we just thank God for that. And then at 6 p.m. on Saturday, I am going to be closing us out in a general session. So there will be a good break, right, from I would say maybe about 2 to 6. So we're going to have a 4-hour gap. So those of us who, need to take a respite, if we want to, rest a little bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to end the night out with the general session at 6 p.m. So I'm so very excited. I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about until I talk about it. Amen. But it is going to be streamed on Saturday because, we want those who, again, are not near and that, cannot get there physically or get here physically. We want you to be able to still, receive what God has for you, right? We still want you to be, to put some nuggets, right, in your arsenal, right? To grab some wisdom nuggets, because that's what it is. It's wisdom for your journey, because we are all on a journey. We are all in some type of relationship, right? Even if you want to, look at your relationship with God, that's what this is all about. That is the foundation. That is the crux of it all, right? Our foundation, because we can't leave that out, right? We talk about having relationship with people, but then not have relationship with God, right? So all of that is woven in everything that is going on this coming weekend. So I am so very excited. Amen. And I am going to put up, amen, for those who would like to join us virtually. This is the link that you would use to purchase your ticket, right? And I am going to show you the flyer as well, right? So there is the flyer for this coming Friday and Saturday, Rib Tips, a Relationship Conference. Listen, who doesn't need wisdom, right? Who does not need wisdom? And so again, that is the link for you to visit on Bitly. Amen. And you can listen, if it's going to be via Zoom, so it's not going to be streaming on Facebook. It's not going to be streaming on YouTube. It is only going to be streaming on Zoom. So once you purchase your virtual ticket, you can, if there is a space, you can put your email address or you can put your phone number, and that way that you will receive the link to the Zoom, right, for you to be able to attend virtually. So I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you, because if you're virtual, I'm going to see you anyhow, right? I can't wait to see you in the building, right? I'm ready for what God has for us. Listen, because even though, I'm hosting, even though I'm the visionary of this, even though I will be speaking, I am there also to glean. I am there to fellowship. I am there because I am in relationship with every single one of you. And so I just thank God for you. I'm excited. Go ahead, tell a friend. If you can't come, share it with someone. Share it on your page. Share it, text it to someone. someone, text a link to somebody, right? And let them know about this conference that's about to happen, right? It is a conference like no other. This is not going to be put in a box like every other conference, right? It is going to everything that we do. It may be similar, but God uses us uniquely. And I just thank God for that. It may be another conference, but it's not another conference that you've been to. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see you. And thank you for chiming in and sharing this broadcast, commenting, and even praying for us, right? Praying, amen, praying to the God of heaven, amen, that this will be a success, because guess what? He called for it to be. He's going to see it through. He finishes what he starts. And I just thank God for that, right? So thank you so much. And I thank you for joining me, and have an amazing day.